Hey everybody, it's Jasmine and I'm super stoked to get into my unboxing and review of this bi-monthly subscription box. This is called the American Influencer Beauty Bundle, and each bi-monthly subscription box contains one beauty brand. Now this beauty brand that's in this box is Manna Kadar, and I'm super excited because I have not used anything from the brand until now. So you get a plethora of items, 5 to 6 full-size items for only $34 for the box. As you guys know, with any of my reviews, I try out the products before I give you guys my final thoughts. So I have been using these for the past couple of days, and I will show you guys how I got this completed look here later on in the video. And if at any point in the video you guys decide that you guys want one of these boxes yourself, then definitely go ahead and use the code ThatsSoYin at checkout, which will save you a little bit of money. But I do want to be upfront and honest that I do get a small commission if my code is used. So if you guys are comfortable with that, then definitely use the code. It's always encouraged, never forced, so don't feel like you have to. So let's go ahead and unbox what is in here. Now, first and foremost, we have a mascara. This is called the Turn It Up Volumizing Mascara. Next up, we have an HD Perfecting Powder. It's translucent. We have a Step 3 Perfect Uptown Bronzer and Blush Duo here. We have a Priming Gloss Stain, which is a beautiful My Lips But Better color. And I didn't want to put this in the box because it would have fell out, but it also came with a hydrating face mist as well, super big. And then finally we have a Luxe Lash Serum. Now this is the only item in the box that I haven't used, and I will get into that later on in the video. So before I give you guys my final thoughts and review, let's go ahead and show you guys a tutorial on this look right here. Just to make things easier, I have my foundation and my brows on. For foundation today, I mixed the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation in the shade True Beige with my Pure Love Your Selfie, and that just gave me a beautiful even base. The brows, normal ABH dip brow in the shade Dark Brown. So to complete my base, I want to go in with the Manna Kadar High Perfecting Powder. This is a translucent powder here, and the first thing that I noticed when I opened this and when I used it a couple of times is that this has a very uncanny fragrance to baby powder. It's a very interesting smell, to be quite honest, because I've never really had a makeup item that just smelled so familiar, you know? But this powder is definitely one that blurs the skin. It's definitely like your typical like HD powder, where on contact with the skin, it immediately looks like it's filtered, it's face tuned. I haven't even done the flash test, so I should do that for you after I set my face here. I have a weird feeling though that this will give me flashback, and that's another reason why I don't use just typical white powders like this. I feel like it's more prone to give me flashback in photos, so I tend to avoid anything white or clear, and I just move on into something with a yellow undertone, so like banana powder. Let's do that flash test. Oh, there's no flashback. Oh my god, wow. So I think as somebody who has used this powder for a couple of days, just did the flash test, and you know, seeing that there is no flashback, I think that for the most part this is a really nice powder. I do think that this is one of the very few translucent powders that I can recommend because, like I said, I have tried so many and they have all given me flashback. So for this one to have blurred my skin and to really set my foundation in all day, I feel like this is a top recommendation, especially if you're looking for a nice solid powder. However, it does have that baby powder fragrance, so if you're not into that, don't get it. The next thing in the box that I opened up was this duo here. Now this is a blush and bronzer duo. This one doesn't have a number on it, so I don't know if there are any shades darker than this, and I don't know if there are any shades lighter than this. But this one is called the Step 3 Perfect. And I feel like on myself personally, this bronzer shade is way too shimmery to be applied as a bronzer on me personally. I feel like this is great for my eyeshadow, so that's what I've been using this for. This would also be great as a highlight for darker, deeper complexions because it just has that highlighter texture and it also has that highlighter sheen. So what I'm gonna do for my eyes today, I'm gonna use the blush on my eyes and face, and then I'm going to use the bronzer on my eyes just to give myself a nice bronzy smoky eye. The powders, by the way, are very soft, but they're not too soft to the point where they are crumbly. I feel like they do pack a punch on the skin and it builds up very easily. So as you see with this blush shade on my eyes, it's already starting to look like an eyeshadow, and that's just because I'm building it up. So definitely something to look into. I think this is a really beautiful blush formula. However, if I'm being completely honest, if I was on the market for a blush or a bronzer, I don't necessarily like it in a duo because I feel like the brushes that I use for my blush and bronzer are far too big to fit into these type of pans. But on the other hand, I feel like if you are somebody who likes to have as minimal products as possible, this is great because it really does double up as eyeshadow and you can use it on the face easily. So ultimately, it's really up to you and your lifestyle. Like, do you like separate blushes and bronzers, or do you like it all in one and then just travel with it? I'm still using the one blush shade, and look at how easily it just blends into the skin. Now I'm using two separate brushes. So first I used a really small blending brush and I applied it right in my direct crease, and now I'm taking a very fat blending brush and I'm just smoking out and diffusing the color to make it look a little bit more blended. So this is perfect for those one shadow look days. And then I'm just going to take the bronzer with my finger and we will apply that all over the eyelid area. So that is what the two shades look like on the eyes. Now I do want to add a couple of deeper shades. So I do have this palette here from Revolution, and this is their mini chocolate palette, and this is the Nudes palette. And I'm just gonna take some darker browns to just deepen up the outer corner and then finish off my lower lash line. And while I blend, have you guys tried anything from Manna Kadar? I have never until I got this box here. And so far, I think that it has been giving me a great first impressions to the brand. And it does make me curious to try out new things that Manna Kadar has to offer. In the box, there's a mascara called the Turn It Out Volumizing Mascara. Look at how ginormous this brush is. Like, when I first took this out, I was literally like, oh my god. Like, I just have really small eyes, man, and this is just very large and in charge. Now, I do have opinions on this mascara, and while I apply it, I do want to talk a little bit about it. Right when you take it out the package, you notice that there are small fibers on this mascara wand. So it will give you a little bit of length once those fibers attach onto your natural lashes. But the whole point of this mascara is to give you a lot of volume, which ironically, I get more length than volume in this mascara. This formula is also very thin, which is very surprising because when I think of a volumizing formula, I think of something that's a little bit more thick and I guess a little bit more clumpy, and this one is just very thin, so that's the reason why it gives me more length than volume. You also do not get a lot of product on the wand, which is very surprising given how large and in charge this brush is. So you could definitely see more of my lower lashes. My top lashes, you know, they're not that long. Can you see it? Just trying to let y'all see. Although I've been using castor oil in my lashes, and although they have been growing and have been getting a little bit more thick, I feel like with this mascara, it doesn't give my natural lashes any justice. Like, it doesn't hold the curl very well, and it's just very, very thin. Now, speaking of castor oil and growing my lashes, inside the box, there is actually a lash growth serum that I haven't used. And the reason why I have not used it or opened it is because recently, like less than a month ago, I had a horrible allergic reaction to another lash growth serum. So personally, I'm just very scared and very nervous to get into something like this. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and apply some very natural lashes to my lash line, and then we can move on into the face with the blush and bronzer. I applied just a little bit of my Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I'm going to show you guys what this bronzer looks like on the skin. So with my Real Techniques Expert face brush, I'm going to apply this right over where I applied my Too Faced bronzer. And I think with this one in particular, it just looks a lot better when layered. I don't think I would ever wear this one on its own because of its intense shimmer. Now, as you see, I now have a really nice glow. So I'm going to now go into my blush and just apply that all over the cheek. Gonna take a little bit on the nose because it's cute, you know, little bashful moment, love it. I'm gonna go back into my eye palette and I'm gonna use the same blush brush, and I'm just gonna take this eyeshadow and use it as a highlight, because it's easier for me to just do that. To wrap up this monochromatic look, we are going to go in with a lip product. Now this is her Liplocked Priming Gloss Stain. Now this is very interesting because when I think of a stain, I think of something very, very drying, but this is a gloss formula. I personally don't feel like it stains my lips at all, maybe because it's very similar to my natural lip color, but it's a very pretty shade. It's kind of like a My Lip but better. So this is what that shade looks like. It's really beautiful, but I'm just gonna take a nude lip liner real quick and just outline the perimeter of the lip. It just adds like a very subtle depth of dimension, and it also cleans up the lines around my lips. Now to lock everything in place, I'm going to use her Hydration Happy Hydrating Face Mist. And this is actually really large and in charge. I think this is one of the larger face sprays that I have in my collection. And this mist is ultra fine. The first time I used it, I didn't even feel anything on my skin, which was absolutely insane. This is another product that does have a strong fragrance to it. This one has a very strong floral fragrance. I'm not completely bothered by it. In fact, I really like this type of floral scent. But if you don't like anything floral, or if you are just simply allergic to anything that smells very perfumey, this is something to avoid. But this is the completed look for you guys. $34 for 6 items makes each item less than $6, which is absolutely insane. I think everything here is very solid through and through. Of course, I haven't used a lash serum, but that's simply because I'm scared to use lash serums right now because of my allergic reaction. I think that's completely normal. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the actual price points of each of these items. Now, the Hydration Happy Face Mist retails for $19. By the way, this is the first time that I am reading this note card. I usually like to leave the note cards last so that I don't spoil or make my reviews biased. $19 for this face mist I think is pretty normal. I think that's a very average price for a size this large. I do like the way that my skin looks. I feel like it really does help melt all the powders in the skin. I don't think my makeup lasts for like a super long time, so I wouldn't compare this to like a Urban Decay all-nighter. I think this is very reminiscent in the way that my face looks to the MAC Fix Plus. However, those two are completely different. I feel like the nozzle on this is so much better than the MAC one. I do prefer the scent of the MAC Fix Plus, but you know, you're still kind of ranging around that $20 price point with the face mists. I'm also going to read you guys some of the descriptions of the products here just so you guys can get a deeper understanding. So that face mist says skin loving ingredients derived from seawater, hydrating formula that helps soothe and calm the skin, a light formula provides hydration before or after makeup application. It's very interesting to hear that there's seawater in here because when I think of the sea, I think of it being very, very salty. And whenever I go to the beach or something, I feel like my skin is very dry. I don't know. That's just me and the way that I think. But you know, all in all, I really like the setting spray. The next thing on the list is the HD Press Perfecting Powder. This retails for $29. Oh my goodness. A $30 powder that smells like baby powder? Crazy. Now this one says it creates a matte, silky, smooth finish while eliminating oil and shine. That's very, very true. Long wear universal powder for all skin tones. Very true. It doesn't give flashbacks, so it's very universal in that aspect. And it keeps makeup put all day long. Yes. Now, I do really like this powder, like I mentioned before in the try-on portion. I feel like the only thing off-putting for me is the scent. But other than that, I think that this is an amazing powder through and through. I do really love this formula where it's not really hard while it's in the compact here, but it's not super loose either. It's just that perfect happy medium where it will transfer on the brush and then on the face. Really do like this stuff. Highly recommend this one if you are thinking about trying Manna Kadar. I think that this is probably one of my favorite items in the bunch. Next we have here the Luxe Lash Serum. This retails for $29 as well. This is made with non-irritating proprietary blend of proteins and peptides. Daily use of the serum will condition and strengthen the lashes for a fuller, longer, and healthier looking set. The Liplocked Priming Gloss Stain retails for $24, and this has a built-in primer for long wear and smooth application. Innovative hydrating formula combines the properties of a lip gloss and a stain. It's infused with nourishing vitamins A and E and berry extract. Now, it's very interesting to hear that there is berry extract in here because it tastes like a lip gloss. Like, it tastes like a non-scented lip gloss. It has no fragrance. And I feel like for me personally, I don't see a staining effect, and I think that's just because this lip color is so close to my normal lip color that it just doesn't leave me a stain. I think the glossy finish here is the perfect amount of glossy finish that I like on my lips. You guys know I am not a gloss person, so if it just gives me like that lip balm texture, then I'm all here for it, which this does give me. And that's the reason why I like this formula in particular. I don't know about the built-in primer because honestly, I feel like it wears the same as a lot of my other lip products on my lips, so I don't know if it is like the most super long wearing gloss out there, but it does work. I do really enjoy this, and I do want to, you know, look into more colors because I do think that this formula is really nice and comfortable. Next we have the Longwear Powder Split Pan Duo. This retails for $24. This is a multi-purpose time-saving compact that can be used as blush, bronzer, highlighter, and shadow. Features two textures, matte and pearlized, that glide on smooth for easy application and a glowing finish. Now this is another item that I highly recommend, especially for somebody who likes to have an all-in-one product. So I didn't read the note card before, like I mentioned, and I feel like I said the exact same thing about this. I do really like the way that this looks on the skin as well as on the eyes. I think that for the most part, this is probably like the most compact powder for bronzer and blush and eyes that I do have in my collection. So I highly recommend it if you are just looking for something quick, on the go, easy to blend, easy to build. And I think, you know, out of everything, I think these two are really solid, both of the powders. So definitely look into these if you really are interested in Manna Kadar. Finally, we have the Turn It Up Mascara, which retails for $29. Oh my god. This is a rich, creamy, long-wearing mascara that won't dry out your lashes or cause flakes. The custom wand reaches every part of the lashes, keeping them separated, defined for a perfect flutter with flair. This is a product that I feel like was not my favorite out of everything that was in this bundle. I think that for $30, that's a very steep price point, and as somebody who has tried a handful of high-end mascaras and a lot of drugstore mascaras, I personally feel like this quality is not worth $30 for me. I think as somebody who has very small eyes, it's very easy for me to get product around my eyes and on my eyeshadow, which is not fun. And I feel like, yes, it does lengthen my lashes, but it doesn't fulfill the claims on here. So I feel like my lashes did get weighed down a little bit. I felt like my curl does not last, and I don't feel like my lashes appear fuller. I feel like they look longer, but they don't look fuller. So for that reason, I feel like this product is a little bit of a disappointment and a little bit of a letdown for me. But I think out of everything in the box, I think that for the most part, to have one product that really didn't exceed my expectations or meet my standards was pretty good. And I should note that the Kadar brand is cruelty-free. So if you are somebody like me who likes to keep their collection at least 95% cruelty-free, this is definitely a brand to support as well. And just like that, you guys, we are completed with today's video. I hope you guys all really enjoy my thoughts and opinions on the American Influencer Beauty Bundle box. I hope you guys get a chance to check it out, and they are bi-monthly. So every 2 months, you will get a new box with a new brand. And I think that's really exciting, especially if you are trying to look into different brands. I do believe that the other box that they had before this one was Guy Tang. So, you know, you do get to explore some really cool brands in this bundle here. So if you guys want to save a little bit of extra money, don't forget to use the code ThatsSoYin at checkout. It's the same way my username is spelled with 2 S's. Don't forget. ThatsSoYin. And if you guys love this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell to get notified of my Monday, Wednesday, and Friday uploads. As always, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye! Peace out, Girl Scouts.